I'm gay. Okay, hey guys, TJ Glitch here. I'm sorry it's been so long since I uploaded. I keep forgetting, but got all my hair off. That's new. And I'm sorry, it's really messy today. Because I had it up to match my shirt. Oswald Cobblepot. I am the mayor of Gotham. Bow down. Okay. Okay, so today I'm going to tell stories because I don't know what else to do. I hope you guys find this entertaining. I feel like a lot of these are just gonna be creepy, but I'll try to think of some of the funny stories that are things that happened to me before. Anyways, I need to stop dabbing. I'm sorry. Hey, I've been sick for over 3 weeks. Isn't that fun? Definitely healthy. Where's my earring? Oh god. My Deathly Hallows earring has gone a-missing. Did I take it off earlier without knowing? Okay, anyways, on to today's topic. Stories. Alright, so, this first one's great. As some of you who watch my videos may know, I have an old account that 11-year-old me created when I first got my email. And it's like weird videos, most of them me with my music videos. It's basically just me dancing. I actually had one pretty good one, and the other ones were me singing with my 11-year-old Smurf voice, which was very annoying, and I don't know why I did that because I could not sing then, but I'm in choir now, so I actually know how to sing. Anyways, so followers of that, like people who are aware of that account know that I liked to dance when I was younger, and so I used to make these music videos all the time, and this one time I decided to do a few in my basement because I had a disc in the TV and my phone was propped up against the TV speakers, so it sounded okay-ish, but I made this one to whatever song it was, and this is a pretty creepy story. I was just, dancing, and all of a sudden, I'm watching the video over, like, a couple days later, and something that I'm pretty sure wasn't there before was there. In the middle of the video, something black flew across the screen, and now, see, the thing is, me and my sister were home alone. She was up in her bedroom doing whatever she was doing. My cat can't jump that high. I didn't have my dog yet, and I hadn't thrown anything. In fact, I was facing the opposite direction of the television, which was where my phone was. And a few seconds later, I hear this, like, weird sound that is definitely not the music. It's a bit staticky, a bit growly. So I'm like, oh, what the hell is this? So, I go into my basement and I'm like, okay, let's try an experiment. Let's make a couple more videos. And what the hell? Oh, my cat. I'm sorry, my cat screwed up my thing and it actually frightened me. So I was like, okay, I'm going to do an experiment. I'm going to make a couple more videos down here and see if any of them get, like, corrupted or whatever, like that first one did. I just made a couple of videos of me sitting there and playing video games. Mostly my GameCube, because that's all I had. Was it my Wii? I was 11, so most of my GameCube games were missing then, because of a previous person who decided to throw them all away, which was not good. Anyways, so I go through this experiment, and none of them turn out corrupted, but a few, maybe like a year later, I think it was just a year later, I made a video down there of me singing a song, and I was going to post it to my YouTube video. So I watched it. I'm like, hey, it's all good. It's perfect. Yeah, I'm gonna post this because 11-year-old me. Or was it 12-year-old me now? Because it's a year later. 12-year-old me still thought it could sing. Yes, it. I'm using it right now. I'm sorry. I said I was gonna stop dabbing. Anyways, so I watched the video again a couple days later because I had forgotten to post it. And it's corrupted. There's a black thing flying across the screen, and then a few seconds later, it just all turns to static. Everything. The whole entire video is static. So every time I make a video down there, well, not every time, but almost every time, it gets corrupted and I can't post it. And it's creepy. Oh my god, I'm sorry. I have my laptop open and it's on my Gmail and I'm just looking through them slowly. And I have an email from Hot Topics saying, introducing Yuri on Ice. It's gone too far. The ice skating gays have made it to Hot Topic. Okay, I'm sorry, but that was the story. Pretty creepy. Let's go on to the next story, which is probably going to be creepy as well. Alright, story 2. Wait, that's 4. Story 2. This one is about an American Girl doll. The creepy one. Yay. So when I was little, I got these 2 American Girl dolls from a family member. I can't remember which one. One of them. And I loved it and stuff until I decided to cut their hair. Because when I was little, I had cut my own hair, and so my mother cut my hair off. And I was a bit upset because people would make fun of me and tell me I looked stupid and stuff. I was a first grader. Everybody bullied me in elementary school. So, of course. And so, as like an act of, hey, I'm cool with my short hair, so I'm going to sort of prove that point by cutting the hair off my American girl dolls. So I cut their hair about down to there. Let's say my mom and Danielle were pretty pissed. I mean, obviously. So about 2 years ago, I went into my crawl space and I was like, hey, let's see if I could find any of my old stuff down here. If I can find anything interesting, such as my keyboard, which my mother put back in the crawl space. Anyways, I look inside this box and I see my American Girl dolls. And I'm like, hey, cool. Actually, I only see one American Girl doll because the other was in my closet, because it had always been in my closet and the other one had been missing for a while. See, the other one, I guess when I was little, I decided that I wanted to put it into the crawl space because it was creepy. I hadn't touched it for such a long time. My mom was like, no, it's going in the crawl space. Nobody wants it. Because it had marker on it. That was normal, but the thing that really creeped me out is one slash of marker was on its neck and it kind of looked like blood, and little me was afraid of that kind of stuff. But that's not what set me off about it. It was so creepy. Its eye was like half closed. And they'd, when you move American Girl dolls' heads up, their eyes closed because you're laying them down. and they're supposed to be sleeping. Well, this one eye would stay open, the other one would close, and sometimes the eyes would both close while it was still sitting up. I'd wake up sometimes to find it in a different area of my room than it was before, and I was done with it. I couldn't handle it. So a couple of years ago, I found it again in my crawl space, and I was like, oh, cool. This was around the time when I had started forgetting most about my childhood, because I don't know if you guys know this, but my memory is so bad that I can hardly remember much of my childhood before, well, really out of school. All I can remember much of is school, but most of that's coming back, so it's all good. It usually comes back during, like, experiences with people or things that helped make the memories that I forgot. Anyways, so I see this American Girl doll, I'm like, hey, I'll bring this upstairs because I have the other one up there, why not? But I was like, wait, I don't want to touch it yet, I'm about to eat, because I was home alone that day. So I go back upstairs and I make a sandwich and I eat it, and I completely forget about the doll. And so I just hang out around downstairs for a while, and then I go up to my room. Everything's normal, and then I look at my bookshelf, because I had a bookshelf then, which I don't have now. I look at the bookshelf and I'm like, something's off about it. My my alarm clock was gone. It was on my bed, and in its place was the American Girl doll from the crawl space. And I was like, I've unleashed a beast. And that was when I was like, whoa, I remember the original story about this now. I remember what happened with it and why I abandoned it. And I was like freaking out. I was like, oh God, what do I do? So I immediately take it and I practically throw it back in the crawl space, but it just keeps coming back up. Like, I would wake up in the morning and it'd be next to my bed or in my closet or somewhere in my room, and I'd be like, okay, fine, I'm just going to put it in my closet and leave it there. And it went well for the most part. Finally, I put it in the basement. I put both of them in the crawl space in a box. So, that's good. None of them are flashing up the stairs again. Ow, my back. So, that's that story. On to the third creepy story. Alright, so this one is about what is commonly known to everybody as a haunted toy. The Furby! This one actually happened around last week. So when I was around 12 or 13, I got a Furby for my birthday because I had been asking for one. Oh wait, or was it Christmas? I think it was Christmas, because I had been asking for one because everybody was like, hey, this is cool. I mean, it's pretty haunted, but it's cool. It's fun. And you can talk to it. I didn't have many friends. So I was like, hey, cool, I want one. So I got one. And I messed around with it for a while. And if any of you have had a Furby, you know that you can change its personality with simple actions or words. Such as you can make it kind of sort of creepy and like seem evil by throwing it around. You can make it like punk rock or whatever by playing Screamo or something next to it, because I did that and it was Austin. It was Austin. That's my brother's name. It was awesome. I loved that setting, so whenever I was around it, I'd start playing Pierce the Veil, so it would like dance and it'd be like, yeah! Anyways, there was also the really friendly, cute setting, or the, I think it was the Italian setting. He liked food. And, I would put it on the happy setting sometimes, or the punk rock setting. It depended on my mood. And one day I was just like sitting in my bedroom, and all of a sudden it turns on, and it's on mean setting, and I'm like, what are you doing? I didn't do anything to you. I didn't throw you around, because that's how you put it on the evil setting. And so it was just really freaking creepy. So I was like, okay, after like a couple of weeks of it just waking up in the middle of the night and doing that, I just took the batteries out and shoved it in my closet. And so it's been a couple of years, and around last week, No, this was on Thursday night. Thursday day. I was looking through my closet for my Joker hat, because I lost it and I still can't find it. If any of you, like, who live around me, whose house I have been to, if you find my Joker hat, please give it back. I miss it and I need it so bad. I'm going to die without it. Anyways, so I look in one box and I think I see it, but it's just this hat I was obsessed with when I was like 10. And under that is the Furby. I'm like, oh, hey, Furby. Cool. And I'm like, okay, good. It doesn't have batteries in it. And it seems that every time I rediscover a toy, it comes to haunt me. So the next day, Friday, I am home alone because Danielle's at work, and Austin is out with like his dad, I think. So I am just sitting in my room on my phone, and all of a sudden I hear, oh yeah, that's the word. I hear awesome sauce coming from my closet. So I open the closet door and I'm like, what the hell? And guess who's sitting on the top shelf? The Furby. See, literally, I kid you not, these things are haunted. I mean, I picked it up, I looked at the bottom, and it did not have batteries in it, and yet it was like, awesome sauce, like every 2 seconds. I was pretty freaked out. I threw it at the wall, and it stopped, and it's back in my closet again. Look at my hats. I'm sorry, I'm the hat king. Let's go to the next story. Okay, this one isn't a creepy story. Thank the lords. Okay, this one is about... Okay. This story is about this hat. This snapback hat. My second favorite snapback, right next to the Joker hat that is missing. My glasses aren't cooperating. There. So, this one also went missing for a while, and I absolutely hate it when my hats go missing. Because I love hats. They're like my favorite thing ever. So I look for it for months and months and months, and found it tonight. You want to know where I found it? On the coat hanger, behind my mother's jacket. Thanks, Mom. Love you too. Yeah, so that wasn't a great story. I just wanted to share that with you guys because I found my hat and it makes me so happy. Okay, I'm gonna stop now. This isn't a story. I just wanted to announce that I had $1, so I bought a 2.5 liter bottle of Faygo. And obviously, I'm so gay that I have to do this. Spicy. Yeah, that made no sense. Faygo's not spicy. What am I doing? The next story. This is a story about how I found out that you're not allowed to give piggyback rides at the mall. This story happened with my friends Rebecca, Joey, and Mona. So Joey was like, hey, I'm gonna give you a piggyback ride. So I'm like, yeah. So we're just walking around, and I had Mona's back, and then Mona and Rebecca are like, okay, we gotta go to the bathroom. So we're like standing around the waiting area, and the security guy, he walks out of the back room, and he's like, hey, just gotta get down. You're not allowed to do that. And I'm like, boy, I will fight you. Why? What is the worst thing you can do with a piggyback ride? Throw somebody off of a cliff? Okay, not literally a cliff. I guess you could throw somebody over those ledges at the mall, but I don't think somebody would do that. What is the harm in piggyback rides? Somebody explain this to me. Please? I thought I saw somebody, but it was my lovely Fantastic Beasts poster. I can't, life. I also have a Ghost in the Shell poster. And I have a bunch of records on the wall. Next story! So, today, to diddly darn day, me and my sister decided to hang the records on our walls. And so we're going through, and I see the Van Halen, and I'm like, this one's mine. You can't have it. It's mine. Because if you know me, you know I love old bands and stuff. And Van Halen's an old band that I love. So she's like, okay, geez. So I go to hang these records up, and I take the Van Halen one out, and it's not Van Halen. Somebody stole my Van Halen record and replaced it with a different record. So, screw you to whoever did that. I will find you. I will shank you. Not literally, because that's probably not a good idea. I don't feel like going to jail. I'm only 15. Please spare me. Have mercy. But yeah, I'm really pissed off about that. He stole the Van Halen record. Stole it. So yeah. That's a great story. Another creepy story, and this one features 2 other YouTubers on here who you guys should follow. Go subscribe to. Bray Hunter and MLG Trunk Monkey. So we used to be like super close, like we were all brothers, obviously. So we'd like do calls and stuff, all 3 of us. And sometimes Bray and Michael would be hanging out because they live close to each other. So they live close to each other, and I obviously don't, because I live in Indiana, and not many cool people live in Indiana. Indiana is just one giant cornfield. It's just one giant cornfield. Anyways, so yeah, we'd call all the time, and this one specific time I was at my friend Simone's house. Come on, I'm always at Simone's house. What am I talking about? But this one time when we called, I was at Simone's house. And Michael was at Bray's house, so it was cool. It was like, hey, yeah, I'm at my friend's house, you're at your friend's house, who is also my friend. They didn't know Simone then, but they sort of did after that. Kind of. Uh, anyways, so we're all just calling and stuff, and then it starts getting late. And for a while before that, creepy stuff had been happening. I can't remember all of it. This was when my username was Mary Glitch. There were things like Chrissy. I think somebody named Chrissy was like a demon or something. Brian. I'm just saying names that I remember. Well, all I know is that they were demons or something. And so creepy stuff with them had been happening before them, and it all got worse that night, sort of. We were all chatting, and all of a sudden, Simone falls asleep, and I'm like, okay, so guys, my friend's asleep, help. And Mike was like, oh, Bray just fell asleep, and no, before Bray fell asleep, creepy stuff started happening. Simone's playroom door opened and closed, and it was really creepy. And I swear to God, I had heard the faint whispers of names Chrissy and Brian. More of people named Chrissy and Brian having a conversation. No. I think it was just Brian talking to himself. Or was it Mary? Mary, that was my name. I meant Chrissy. It was one of the two. Because I remember the other one was with Bray and Michael. And they were like, hey, we just saw something really creepy and we're in the living room and it's completely dark. And I was like, okay, crap, what do we do? And we're all freaking out because creepy stuff is happening on both sides of us. And so then, like, Bray falls asleep, and me and Michael are both equally, like, flipping the frick out because both Simone and Bray are asleep, and it's just us two on two different sides of screens, and we can't do anything. And, like, Michael's terrified because he's alone, and I'm terrified because I'm alone, and me and Simone had gone upstairs when she fell asleep, before she fell asleep. Oh my God, what? And it's kind of, I don't know how, but it's creepier upstairs than it is in her basement, because in her basement you don't have to leave a bedroom and walk through a hallway, you just walk through a giant room to get to the bathroom. So I would refuse to leave her room because this was when things were super, super creepy. Now, I'm not saying things aren't creepy now, they still are, but just not as creepy. So I leave the room because I was like, hey, I'm just going to go get some chips, or was it water? It was either chips or water. So I walk out there, and always, every time me and Simone go out there, we directly look at the back door, because it's a glass sliding door, but it goes to a porch that leads down steep stairs, so it shouldn't be as creepy as it is, but it is because we always think we see somebody there. This time I actually did. It was who I would assume is Chrissy, and all the while Michael is talking to me about how he hears or sees somebody there with them, and he can't do anything because they're in a dark living room. Bray is asleep, he's alone, and he doesn't have, like, a way to hide or anything. And I'm like, oh God, no. And so, like, I immediately run back to Simone's room, and I'm like, oh God, okay, so Chrissy is right outside the door, and she's, like, going to kill me. And as I get into Simone's room, I hear the glass door sliding open, and then closed again. And I hear one of Simone's cats, Prince, meowing. And I know it's Prince because I can tell my son's meow from anywhere, and I will fight anybody. Anyways, going on. So, I immediately let Prince in, and I shut the door. And I hear footsteps, and then they just stop us at the door. They don't go any further. And Michael's like, so if Chrissy's there, then who's here? And I'm like, it must be like that other demon. We assumed they were demons. Brian. And he's like, oh, God, okay. Well, we're all screwed. We literally just both decided we were screwed. I can't remember anything after that, other than us, like, dying. We didn't literally die, otherwise he and Bray wouldn't still be posting on their YouTube channels. Go subscribe to them. Bray Hunter and MLG Trunk Monkey. It's the end of the story because I can't remember anything else, but it was super creepy. Okay, now I'm going to be honest and say that this is probably the creepiest story of my younger childhood. I hated this so much. I still don't know if this was a true story or just made up. But it frightened me every night. I would never sleep when I was younger, especially when I went to my friend's house. So I had this friend who had this big tree in her backyard, and it was said that this tree was haunted because long ago some Indian or whatever lived, native Indian, not like just native. Like they had native Indian. Did I really just say that? I'm sorry, everyone. Native American. Native American. I'm out of my head tonight. I'm sorry. Anyways, so he had like lived there, and I can't exactly remember his name. I'm pretty sure it was like Big Bear or something. But he lived there, and his family lived there too. And so when he died, he haunted the tree, and I would say does to this day, but they cut it down.